The HorsePlayerNow.com team of Joe Christopher and Brian W. Spencer joining you for another Arlington video blog. And Spence, there are no stakes races this weekend as we get ever closer to Arlington Million Day. We'll have some news on some potential runners in those three Grade 1 races as we move closer to the big day. But for now, we've got some great racing to talk about on Saturday, July the 28th, and the fields have really been good at Arlington. I mean, I know we take a paycheck from this place, and I know we're supposed to say nice things about Arlington racing, but my God, great grass races, the draws are early, the fields are very competitive. I'm making 7-2, 4-1 morning line favorites in about half the races. That makes for good wagering opportunities, buddy.
And I've definitely felt the same way all meet. Like you said, we are supposed to say nice things about Arlington, but I would anyway. These races are fantastic, really competitive. As you mentioned, the grass racing is great. Even the conditioned 7,500 claimers are competitive, full fields, and very bettable. These multi-race wagers have fun. The vertical wagers have been fun. I'm having a blast this summer, and it's only going to get better about 3 weeks till the million.
Exactly. Now, on Saturday, Brian's going to be teaching you all about horse racing. We've got a Learn to Win seminar. I'm going to be at Monmouth for the Haskell. We're doing a Learn to Win tour, a night school tour in conjunction with the Jockey Club. So I'll be on the road. Spence, you're going to be handling things on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, so come out and join me Saturday between 1 and 3:30 p.m. Out in the park area. You'll be able to find me. I'll have a sign, and we can talk about the races. We can talk about million probables. We can talk about anything you want. Just come hang out, and we'll hopefully cash some tickets together.
Now, Spence mentioned the quality of the grass racing in Arlington. We're going to zero in on a couple of those very competitive turf races for Saturday. Let's start, Spence, with race number 7, 1 mile on grass. Two other than $40,000 claimers, either or, and there are several possible contenders in this race. I'm guessing favoritism may fall slightly to the Wayne Catalano trainee Code of Conduct, who only won by a neck last out, but the win was probably a little bit more impressive than the actual margin.
And I liked that, and you've got to remember that came off a fairly lengthy layoff, comes back here with 2 works under his belt. Since that, for Catalano, every right to do even better here. But, I mean, once you get past that horse, I mean, you don't even have to get past him. There's 4 or 5 other horses who are equally competitive in here. A horse like Wanna Brave, who I really liked last time, was a good second last time out. At the 8th pole, it looked like he couldn't lose, and then Ice Climber came and got him and dropped a little bomb of his own, like the half-mile drill since then. Sharp team that you can always feel comfortable, getting a good run out of your horse from. And I think Wanna Brave is another that's going to be tough right back here.
Ratatat is a good horse, and he was an excellent claim for $10,000. He came back and ran second in an other then second in another other then, going a one-turn poly mile. And then Spence, I didn't know what to do with him last out when he went a mile on grass, but he led in gate-to-wire fashion and really kicked down nicely in the stretch. Then you've got Ready to Taunt, who's a consistent turf horse. Where's the Baby, who's got a solid late kick. And for me in here, the mystery horse is Mr. Collin. I was very impressed with his January victory at Gulfstream, going a mile and a half, but he hasn't done much since for Tom Proctor. Thinking maybe a 1 mile race today may set him up for further distances down the road.
And that's something to consider, because maybe this isn't necessarily, the spot where you want to be backing a horse like that to win. You mentioned Ratatat. That April claim has been razor sharp and beat a pretty good pair in I Am the Sheriff and Alb in that last run. Where's the Baby? You mentioned another horse who is really versatile, and I like that about him. He can sit 12 lengths off the pace. He can sit 5 lengths off the pace. I think he's going to get a good clip to kick at here, and I think he might be just a touch better when he's rating a little bit further back in the pack, and the pace scenario in this spot may lead to that perfect kind of trip, swing in at the top of the stretch and try to mow him down late.
That's going to be a good race through and through. Square prices once again in the offing for the 7th race at Arlington. Race number 10 at Arlington, also on grass, Spence. This is a 9-furlong race, and it's for the female set. And a 9-furlong turf race where speed is the name of the game, that's kind of rare. You've got You're on Fire, Delightful Daisy, Richie's Thunder, and Gal. These are 3 legitimate speed-type horses, so I don't think we're going to have a slow pace in this race, which could set it up for a closer. A lot of times when you think it might set up for a closer, one of the speed horses goes on. So lots of potential winners in this race as well.
Yeah, and I think of those 3 that you mentioned, it seems like you're on fire better than ever and has opened up a really big lead while not clicking off super quick fractions. So it's going to be a lot of this is really just going to depend on which of those three horses winds up on the lead and how much they hassle each other up top. Of those horses that could really benefit from a prolonged battle is maybe even a horse like Bill's Presence. I like I like the run two back on the turf course and then just got hiked up into this level and really didn't kick on at all on the main track. But here's the thing I like. Matthews brings her back on the turf, and there's no panicky drop. He just keeps her right at a level where, where she's able to run for a bigger person. I think the move back to the turf is going to help her out. And then you've got Par Lady, a really good finishing second to the razor sharp Freedom Reigns last time out, just finishing up too late. And that's the kind of horse who's going to appreciate if those three speed horses you mentioned just go bonkers on the front end.
And if this race wasn't difficult enough, you have to throw in Moret. A horse has been driving me crazy for the better part of 2 or 3 years now. You never know what she's going to do. She's run huge races. She's run clunkers. Now she comes into this race a little bit fresh after not having raced since June the 16th. So who knows? You just throw your PPs up in the air, probably take the best value of 6 or 7 horses and go that direction. Spence, if you want our last minute evaluations of these races, you can follow us on Twitter at Arlington Racing. We give you a look at the post parades, we tell you which horses are live on the board, give you our final evaluations. In addition, you can also like Arlington Park on Facebook. We do a Monday Q&A and a whole lot of other stuff during the course of the week.
Yeah, and this weekend with you in New Jersey, I'll be handling a lot of those tweets, and especially when you look at these really, really competitive races where there's 6, 7 win contenders, that's really when I want to get a good look at these horses in the parade, try to get an idea of who's really feeling good about him or herself. So join me on Twitter, and we can go back and forth and talk about some of these post parades in these awfully difficult Saturday races.
Always good to do your advanced homework handicapping the races, but very important to call audibles after the post parade before you make your final decisions at the betting windows. For Brian W. Spencer, I'm Joe Christofek. Enjoy your weekend of racing at Arlington Park.